Namaste and good evening. I have decided to start a channel on YouTube named Nurturing Hearts. We all know that the human heart, is one of the strongest organs of the human body. Nevertheless, we suffer physically as well as emotionally because of the ailments of the heart. I am here to take care of all your hearts so that your pain that you have been suffering for a long time, or the pain that you may get in future, may be reduced and averted so that you live a joyful life, which is the sole purpose of human life on this planet. Now, I am going to tell you a story. The story is about a boy named Hari. One morning, Hari woke up late from his sleep. He thought by the appearance of the outside sky that it was not morning yet and it was early dawn. So he slept on. When he finally woke up, he found that he was late. Now, what had happened was that he had an error of judgment. He had judged the appearance of the sky or the light outside wrongly. And so, his routine got a bit delayed for the day. This is a common thing that happens in our life, and now and then we have to face such conditions. It happens that we commit error of judgments. Now, there can be two responses on the part of Hari when he made this particular error of judgment. The first one, that is, he would understand that it was a mistake. It was a mistake in his understanding of the condition outside, and it was not intentionally done. So, he would promise himself that he would be more careful in future, and so such mistakes or such errors of judgment are not committed by him again and again and again. This he may consciously promise himself, or subconsciously or unconsciously tell his mind to refrain from such mistakes in future. This can be the first response to the problem that he had to face because of an error of judgment. The second response possible on the part of Hari. Now, he blames himself for this error of judgment, and he goes on blaming throughout the day because his routine got delayed. He cannot think that it is a common thing, a common mistake, and it happens with all the human beings. We may get delayed for a day in our routine work, but that doesn't mean that it is the end of the world for us. But sometimes what happens is we cannot forgive ourselves. We keep blaming for petty mistakes, for trifles. And such blame game doesn't help us in any way. It creates obstacles in the work we do. It hampers our creativity and our productivity for the day, at least for the day. If we do not go on and continue to play the blame game the next day also and for a longer time. So, what happens? Hari, he blames himself and continues to blame, and his work suffers for the day. He is anxious, he is worried, and he doesn't know how to get out of the problem. Now, we have to choose between these two options, because in our life, on an everyday basis, we have to face such circumstances when we have to make choices, and we stand the risk of committing error of judgments one after the other. We can't keep blaming ourselves for all that. So sometimes what we do is we blame others. Instead of finding fault with ourselves, we shift the blame on the people around us or on the circumstances external. We often believe that conditions outside or the things external have conspired to put us in such a difficult condition. Or we think that it is because the lack of concern and consideration on the part of other individuals that have landed us in our problems. So error of judgments can become very bitter experiences if we continue with this blame game. Either we blame ourselves or we blame others. Now the question is, what happens with all this blame game? We grow bitter inside, and such bitterness hampers the peace of our mind, the joy of our life, and we become more and more anxious and worried and sad and later sorrowful. We mourn losses. We hold on to the past experiences. The bitter experiences of the past we recollect in such circumstances and draw all the negative energies from them. It can be a vicious circle. So we need to get out of this circle. Error of judgments are common. The first thing that we need to do is to accept that such errors can happen. They have happened in the past with other individuals. They have happened with ourselves, and they might happen in future. There's no point in thinking that we can erase all the errors and all the mistakes that we have committed in our life. It's not possible at all. Let what has happened be. Accept your past. Accept your mistakes. And then you will find an unpredictable and inexplicit kind of a peace that will descend upon your heart. It will save your heart in inexplicit ways. In incredible ways, you will know that acceptance can strengthen you. Denial is a form of weakness. It is a kind of a curtain that we willfully use to cover up whatever makes us uncomfortable. It is not that they are not there. The reality is always there. Now we have choices either to accept the reality or to deny it. Acceptance strengthens us. It empowers us to change circumstances, to bring about changes in conditions, whereas denial makes us weak. We are afraid, we are scared to face reality, not to speak of changing our circumstances. So, in order to come out of the vicious circle, what we need is to accept reality, is to accept our errors and mistakes, and think of ways to move out of them. There are possible ways that we can reduce the errors committed by us, the errors of judgment committed by us. What happens in relationships? We often get hurt when we feel that our affection, our attachment to people have not been well responded. It happens often. Why do we feel sad when a particular person in our life doesn't respond in the kind of way that we want him or her to do? Because we had committed an error of judgment. This expectation from that particular person was based on our error of judgment. We had misjudged that individual person. Our expectation was based on an illusion. Our expectation was based on our past desires. So we wanted to see this person in a particular light, and that light we had created. It was the light of our own imagination. You want a person to be sweet to you, and you are sad when that person is not sweet. Now, it is your expectation that the person must be sweet to you that has been frustrated, and so you are sad. Why did you expect that person to be sweet to you in the first place? Because you had imagined that the quality of pleasantness or sweetness is there inherent in that person or his behavior. When he is interacting with you, or when he interacts with you, he or she interacts with you, you think that there will be a kind of pleasantness in his behavior or conduct. That is your expectation. That is your imagination of the person, of the individual. Now, when you see that your expectation is not matching the reality, the person is not as pleasant as you had imagined him to be or her to be, you feel sad. You feel cheated, you feel betrayed and frustrated. Now, you got to rewind to your past experience or your expectation in the first place. You need to train your mind to see things as they are. You cannot imagine an ant to be an elephant. And if the ant turns out to be an ant and not an elephant, you cannot say that you are sad that the ant is not an elephant. Because the ant can never be an elephant. You have to accept this reality and not paint imaginary pictures in your mind. Train your mind. The first thing that you should do to refrain, to reduce the errors of judgment that you tend to commit in your life is train your mind to see light from darkness, to see things as they really are. And then your expectations of people in relationships, your expectation of events, of circumstances in your life will be at par with reality. And those may not get as cheated, as betrayed or frustrated as they now are. You have to see things as they really are. This is the first training that your mind needs. You have to accept that your mind has scope of improvement. Why? Because you need to build on the quality of discernment. What is discernment? Discernment is the quality or the power to distinguish between different kinds of things. Discernment is the ability of your mind to distinguish white from black, good from bad, truth from falsity. So, you need to build upon your ability of discernment, your ability to discern. You have to accept that your mind is playing games with you. Your mind is telling you things that do not exist. It is trying to show all the true things as false, all the white things as black, and all the good things as bad, or vice versa. You have to train your mind and build within you the ability to discern, the ability to distinguish what is right and what is wrong. Once you improve upon this quality within your mind, you stop making wrong judgments. You stop creating problems for you, for yourself. Once you know what is right and what is wrong, you do not choose the wrong things in life. So it is not you who is committing errors of judgment, it is your mind. But the mind is not suffering. What is suffering is your heart. You are pained, you are in sorrow, you are sad, you feel depressed, you feel cheated. A sad heart can be the cause of various diseases. physical as well as mental. The heart needs to be rejuvenated, to be told each and every day that it has the power to overcome all kinds of depressing situations, all kinds of frustrations, and it will evolve, emerge as a winner again and again and again. Now, the heart, in its physical dimension, may develop problems. Those problems and the reduction of those problems, the frequency of those problems, they solely depend upon the lifestyle that we enjoy or the lifestyle that we have put ourselves into, and as well as the means to which we have access in order to relieve our heart of all the physical troubles that ails it from time to time. Now, all the streams of medicine have been constantly trying to ease the pain, the physical pain of your heart. There have been developments and there will be future developments to take care of the heart physically, so that the pain, the physical pain that you suffer in your heart may be lessened. But there is an inevitable physical pain that we all go through, that we will all go through at the end of our life. The physical pain that all the organs, including the heart, has to go through in the last moments of our life. We cannot escape that. We can escape that, but not through medicine. We need to restore some other powers within us to emerge victorious. I will talk about it, about the pain at the time of death that the heart has to inevitably suffer, in a later episode. For today, I have spoken to you about some of the things that causes us pain within our hearts, the probable causes, the responses that we bear to such events, and the two possible things that we can do to reduce such pain. I hope you will have many answers, many questions within your hearts answered by today's episode. I will look forward to a feedback from you, my audience, my spectators, and I hope that you will have questions to ask me, which I will be very happy to answer. I want to stretch a helping hand so that I can take care of all your hearts. Be free and ask me the solutions to all the problems that you have kept inside, locked up in your heart. There is no lock in this world that is not created without its key. So there is no crisis in this world that doesn't have a solution. I am here to help you out, and I hope the next time I meet you, you will be in a better condition to face whatever you have to face in your life with much more confidence and the ability and the willpower to emerge victorious, to overpower all the trying circumstances of your life. Tell me about your experiences of your life, good, bad, ugly, everything. I will be very happy to listen to you, to read your comments or whatever questions you have, and I will be happy to help you in all the way I can. So, with open arms, I welcome all my viewers into another world, a world that will be full of care, peace, and harmony, where I can nurture your hearts and heal them to joy and peace. Namaste.